This is Anna Flores, and I'll be showing you how I annotated Corpse Song by Margaret Atwood. So first of all, let's start with the summary, and I'm underlining it right now. And so let's go stanza by stanza. So the first stanza is talking about someone entering into a night or this darkness and becoming a part of it, which this stanza uses a simile which describes like a darkened boat. So it's describing going into this darkness to the likeness of a boat or a smuggler. So that is a simile used in the first one. So the second stanza is talking about these lanterns, which these lanterns symbolize life. So life is going out of the narrator's eyes and heart. The life has left them. So that's the symbolism there. And so the third one is basically just reminding someone of how they're reminding them of something they do not want to be reminded of or hear of. And then the last stanza on this page is talking about the news of a country, which is symbolizing the afterlife and that they are trapped in it. It says, I am trapped in the afterlife. So they are dead, as implied in the previous stanzas, and are now passed on to the next life, and they are trapped in that life because they are no longer living. So that relates to the earlier stanzas on it's not something you want to be reminded to. So on the next page, I'm also underlining the summaries here. So the first stanza here talks about the news of your future because everybody dies. So the future is that the person, the reader, will also die. And so it's talking about a voice, and the voice symbolizes life because soon you will have no voice. Pretty soon, everybody will die, and they will not have life either. So, Margaret Atwood indented these sections for emphasis to set it apart from the rest of them. She also did it down there where I pointed an arrow. So the next stanza talks about how they resent the fact that they are dead and the reader is alive and wasting away at their life, resenting their skin, their lungs, and their assumptions, all the things they used to have. Alright, so the third stanza on this page, it again uses sing, which relates to the song, which again is part of the symbolism. For the song is the song of life. So this stanza is talking about, so enjoy life now, enjoy your song while you still are alive. Then again, we're back to the indentions, which I believe is a way of the narrator thinking to themselves and explaining their backstories, kind of like time traveling. So these stanzas explain how they died too soon and they realized that they did not become a tree or constellation, which symbolizes that their life was not meaningful. They didn't become something to become remembered. They just became this illusion, this memory in the back of somebody's mind. So these indented parts describe that on how the narrator's life was not fully lived. So we head back into the non-indented areas, and it starts to talk up. It goes back to the before, and it continues like the narrator's story, and it's talking about how if you do not sing your life now, you will become and live a meaningless life like the narrator did too. So it's telling you to live now while you still have the chance, or you will become like the narrator. And so in the next stanza, Margaret Atwood uses repetition for emphasis, repeating soul and with twice in the same stanza. It's a bit of parallelism there. And it's basically telling the reader that if you do not live your life now, you will always be swollen with and filled with things, words, and actions that you never got the chance to do when you had the chance. And you will regret that for the rest of your life. So it's like the narrator is giving this out as a warning. So in the next stanza, where she indented the thing, it is basically saying that they existed in two places, here and where you are. And here is the afterlife where she's dead, where she's like a memory now. And where you are is the memory that is still affecting the reader's life. Your song is mine, which leads back to the symbolism of life and relates to that their life is related to her or the narrator's old life and continues to be connected because everybody's life is meaningful and should be lived to the fullest. So the last stanza, pray for me, not for as I am, The repetition again from Miss Atwood shows emphasis on that area where even though they are dead, they are still part of their life. And so the theme of this poem is to live your life while you still can, because life is short and you have to live it to the fullest, or you'll live your whole life regretting things you never did. So that is Corpse Song by Margaret Atwood. Thank you.